guys wouldn't want to do in like, I guess a quote-unquote higher staked match, you know? There's like pros and cons to doing all this sort of stuff, but I've been enjoying it a lot in this last year. Like it's something I want to keep doing for like a very, very long time because I care about the community and care about our club, and I want to get better as a player myself. So just keep at it, you know. Yeah, it should be fine, Warship. Just need to make sure I drink plenty of water, just to flush the system out a bit, you know? My muscle memory mixed up there for a sec. Well, actually, I've got a fruit smoothie in the fridge vault that I'm gonna have before training. Got spinach, it's got kale, like a banana, mango, and raw protein. I got this thing called Amazonia protein. Raw protein, and I've been adding it into the mix with my fruit smoothies. It's actually really, really good. Gives it a really nice vanilla-y taste. Yeah, good to catch up with you, Dan. Thank you so much for the host. I'll catch you later. I've never really been one on like supplements or anything like that. But then, like, when I saw, like, I did a bit of research on this raw protein, and I had a look into, like, people's, like, thoughts about it and, like, how it differs from, like, your standard, you know, protein that you buy for, like, working out. And I'm like, yeah, this is something I'm willing to try. Can't quite say how it's affected my performance yet, because I've only been using it for, like, a couple of days. I don't have it every day, which is good. I tend to have it only on like badminton days or heavy workout days. I won't be hungover. Oh jeez, I was like, that's not gonna work. Yeah, it's generally a bad idea, Warship. Don't put potassium in water either. That's better. That's a much better start. The face might literally go off. That is generally a bad idea too, hey. like, this category is not my favorite warship, but I have been enjoying it a little bit more because of the tournament and just trying to improve my PB. Like, there's still some things I don't do optimally at all, but I'm slowly trying to add a few different changes into the mix, just so I don't, just so I can take advantage of things completely. I know it's gonna take a bit of time for like these changes to settle, but you know, slow and steady, right? Baby steps. I'm not in like a rush to try go for something and all that. That's something I need to constantly remind myself, Warship, like, even though we're speedrunning and we want to go fast, like, the rate at which I want to improve at, like, I'd love to PB every stream, you know, that'd be awesome, but it doesn't quite work like that, you know? You just gotta roll with the punches. You know, the slow increments of improvement. Like, if I can, like, I guess, if I could try master, like, one tiny time save, and then, like, you know, maybe every week we'll, like, look at one extra tiny time save I can do that I feel comfortable doing. It's kind of like with healthy eating, I tell people, like, one salad isn't going to change your diet, but having a salad every day for a year will change your diet completely. I see it kind of with the same lens. Like, I see speedrunning with the same lens now. Like, you know, one small improvement on a one-off is not going to help much, but if I apply that small improvement and then build on top of it, that's where you're really going to see, like, the benefits. Salad every day. Well, that's what I do, Warship. Monday to Friday, and sometimes even Saturdays, I'll have a salad at least once a day. Lunchtimes are generally my salads, like kale, spinach, lettuce, cucumber, bit of egg, salt, pepper, olive oil, avocado. I think that has been one of the big reasons why I lost a lot of weight. Like, everything is your diet. And that was, like, the one big thing I changed. And, you know, for dinner and breakfast, not as many carbs and all that. Like, I try to reduce my carb intake, like, a fair bit nowadays. It's hard being in an Asian household growing up with rice and all that. You don't like avocado, Warship? Oh man, I love avocado. This for the best. Emoji. I could have gone there, actually. I could have gone that right lane. That's alright. Fair enough. That makes sense, yeah. I know it's definitely not for everyone, Warship. Yeah, I have a very, very green salad. I should start adding some different types of veggies into it, though, like carrots and radish. Like, I'll have, like, I also add, like, a tablespoon of, like, hemp seed. No, sorry. Not hemp seed, chia seeds. Into it as well. Oh, I'm the same, Warship. I've gotten a lot better at it over the years, but for a very long time, I would not touch tomatoes, like, at all. When they were cooked, I could generally put up with them, but when they were just raw, like on a sandwich or something, nah. It all stemmed from a trip I went on in grade 9. We went on a 1-week camp for school, and, you know, we were split into 2 different groups, and I was part of the group that had to do the 40k hike across, like, 3 days. I was in that the group that did it on, like, the first leg. And on, like, the last 5Ks, we only had, like, what is it? We only had, like, not many rations left. I think, and then in my bag, I had, like, 2 old, they weren't, like, off, they were just really warm tomatoes. And my mate had a block of cheese. I go, which one do you want? He's like, I'll have the cheese. I'm like, oh, I'll have the tomatoes. Just because I didn't want to get hungry. Then after that, never again. For like a couple of years, I just would not have tomatoes at all after that. they're not fried green or cooked with something to take the flavor away, I won't eat them. Tomatoes are really, really, like, you know, tomatoes are actually really, really good for you though. At least for men. I know they, I don't know if it's been proven or not, but I know there's like, they help in combating like prostate cancer. I don't know what the effect of tomatoes are on that, but I've heard that. I might start sipping on the protein shake in like an hour. I don't want to chug it right before training because I'll feel too full. Maybe in like the last hour of stream, I'll start sipping at it, and then by the time we start training, it will have gone through my system, hopefully. Training's at 8 o'clock, and the last hour of the stream will most likely be at 5 o'clock. If I start sipping it then, it'll give the time to go through my system. I've never tried green tomatoes, actually, Warship. But it does sound like something I should do at some point. Fry them with flour, salt, and pepper. Okay. Maybe some crackers instead of flowers. Alright, alright. Oops. Even less of a reason to like them, right? Warship. Totally. Yeah, it makes sense. These time saves. I can't see my splits, so I'm just gonna take your word for it, Warship. Chat's covering up splits. I'm kind of doing it on purpose, I suppose, just so I can just get runs done and not really think about how they go. Yeah, I'm in the green. That's good to know. I'll take it. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Moving through this area is actually a little bit difficult because of those bloody things that stop you in your tracks. If those weren't a thing, I reckon it'd be a lot faster movement. It would be a lot easier to traverse through this section. Not really though, because there's a lot of twisty and turns. Come on, mate. Ooh, okay. Dead Hand is still terrifying. No matter how much I speedrun this and play this as the years go on, he's still creepy. What's up, Cool Hands? How you going, man? I'm probably not the best person to explain a Cool Hands, so I'll find a video for you or something. It's kind of like how you interrupt something. Keep a certain amount of speed during that interrupt. And then just let yourself go flying. It's one of those tricks I've failed to understand. Let me have a look back there. I should have like a message from another speedrunner explaining it to me. Okay, I do have something I can show you later, Cool Hands, about how it works. This is an explanation from one of the tasks in our community. I probably should read up on it and remember this. Hey, what's up, Matcha? How you going? Here you go, Cool Hands, in case you were curious. I had a bit of a stomach bug today, Matcha, which is why I didn't go into work. It kept me up for most of the night. So that's why I figured I'd start an early stream today. I'd love to negotiate a 4-day work week, like in whatever position I get in the future if I don't stay with the current company I'm with. But I want to stay with the current company I'm with for a while. So, but yeah, I'd love to negotiate a 4-day work week. Like, even if it means working like an extra hour or so on those other days, but having just that one day off where I can just get my own things done would be pretty dope. I would probably still just want to end at 5 o'clock, but I would just get in a bit earlier or something. At least that give me motivation, like go to bed earlier and get up earlier. Get to work earlier and get more stuff done, and then have one of the days off. I'd most likely pick to have Monday off. As weird as it sounds, and not Friday. Only the reason I say that is because a lot of public holidays tend to fall on Fridays in Australia. And then that way, it's like, if a public holiday fell on a Friday, then I'd still have the following Monday off, and then that way it becomes an effective 4-day weekend. But if I made my day off on a Friday, then it could get swallowed up by... It could get swallowed up by the public holiday. Yo, what's happening, Kai? How you going, buddy? Yo, what's up, Chewy? Thanks for the good luck. How are you? That's what I would advocate if I ever ran a company much. I give employees the option to you know, have 4-day work weeks just means that on the 4 days they'd have to work, just work a little bit longer. And then do it in a way such that like not everyone takes that day off on the same day, you know? Otherwise you kind of be in a bit of a rut. You need to get stuff done, but no one's around. Like say in your current capacity, like this is the amount of people who can take like Friday off or take Thursday off or something like that, you know? That is a bit of a stereotype, Matcha, but nowadays you'll notice that a lot of programmers, especially those who like have families and stuff, tend to keep pretty normal hours even if they work from home, because they've got like, you know, kids and responsibilities and whatnot. Those that tend to like be nocturnal are probably ones that don't have as much like daily responsibilities besides their job. Or they just work for a company that lives on the other side of the planet. Oh, what's up, Slang? You're on mobile, gotcha. I'll just remember this as your mobile account. I'm not too bad, Kai. I had a bit of a stomach bug today, which is why I'm home from work. I really didn't want to take today off, but the stomach bug kept me up for most of the night, which meant I didn't get much sleep. So I did an epic sleep in today till like 9:30, 9:45, and I felt a lot better. I woke up at about 7:30 to send an email to my team just to say I won't be in. I'm doing good, Slang. Can't complain, man. Besides that stomach bug that's settling now, I'm doing alright. Stomach bugs are never fun to deal with. I must have ate something funny. Ah, this is like, well, first solid attempt, Kaya, for the day. Probably stream for another 2 hours. Actually, I should do that, Kaya. I should make some tea. But I like having these days off, not to like bludge, like I like to, it gives me a chance to catch up on like house stuff, Kyle. Like, you know, do some laundry that can't wait till the weekend, or like, you know, things like that, miscellaneous things, clean up around the house, keep it like spick and speck. Well, as spick and speck as I can keep it, you know. And I remember when I took that week off last year from, like when I had the staycation, Kaya, that majority of the week was just tidying up the house and settling in a bit more, because that was when Mrs. Mika and I first moved in. Only like a month into us moving in, that I was like, I just want to spend this week. I was meant to stream a lot, but I ended up just saying, you know what? I need to get a few of this house stuff done. Buy some extra, like, furniture that we needed. Unpack boxes and all that jazz, you know? I think it does, Kai, absolutely. There is something very therapeutic about cleaning. Like, even when I just do dishes or do laundry, there's something oddly relaxing about it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just creating a sense of order, perhaps, that makes me feel at ease. I'm just spitballing here. Yeah. It's the most, what's the word? It's the most reasonable explanation I can think of. I think I said that about speedrunning at one point, Kyle. Like, it's a very therapeutic activity, despite how stressful it can be. Only because it's kind of like, I know what I need to do, I just have to do it. Whereas sometimes playing like a brand new game, there's a lot of excitement behind it, but you kind of don't know what's around the corner. If you're in a bit of a stressed out mood, it might not be the best thing for you playing like Resident Evil or something like that for the first time. Well, I'm surprised that worked. Yeah, exactly, Kyle. Like, I've had some really, like, pretty full-on work days, and then we've come home, and I was like, let's do some speed runs, and then we PB, and we're like, oh, okay. I was not expecting that in my mindset, but sure. Yeah, that too as well, Sublime. Knowing that it's one less thing you have to worry about. And let's face it, no one really likes a stack of dishes waiting to be cleaned, like, when you get home, or leaving it to the next morning, you know? I tend to do dishes, like, as soon as, like, they're dirty. Even if it's just, like, a couple of plates, I'm like, I'm just gonna do them now, so I don't have to worry about them later. It's a big reason why I've been starting stream a lot later than normal, because I just want to get everything else done first, and then I could be like, okay, now that everything's done, stream is the last thing I can do, and then that helps me relax even more. Because I'm like, everything else is done, all my responsibilities have been accounted for, let's stream. And not feel guilty that there was something, like, pending. How are you, by the way, Sublime? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Or do the thing. Or just, yeah, and have fun with it, Kaya. Like, you guys know that I have a ton of fun with you guys, and it's the main reason why I stream. 2 more frames. I remember Juke telling me that boot, this gate skip only saves like 6 seconds on boot with a 1 pause. But I still do it because it's good practice. I just found that funny when he told me. I was like, wow, really? He's like, yeah, man, monk ass. Whoa, what the? Sorry, I couldn't see Jack there. I try to be, Kaya. I may not be the fastest speedrunner, but I like to pride myself that I have some consistency with things. Like, I know what I need to do to play things safe. Ah, fair enough, Sublime. Just too much of a workload. Yo, what's up, Luna? Thanks for the host, buddy. I guess, you know, like I said, Kaya, and you know this as well, my main focus on Twitch is just to foster a fun community for us to hang out in. Even if I do it in a part-time capacity, you know, still a lot of fun. I was going to look into doing the Gwei hover earlier, but maybe I'll just save it for another time. At least let's practice this super slide that Crocs was telling me about getting into the corner. Crocs is right. Wow, that Gwei is like right there. That's awesome. Alright, give me 1 sec, guys. Thought so. Second in Cuphead, dude, that's awesome. Oh, I thought I rolled early there. Couple of things to take care of. Nah, fair enough, Cav. I think that's something a lot of people don't realize, is you gotta look after yourself first before you can commit to external things. Congrats on getting second in Cuphead though. What category? If you don't mind me asking. All bosses legacy. Huh, okay. Is it difficult to learn? I mean, I know Cuphead is a fairly difficult game, but as a speedrun, do you think it's okay? I'm still yet to finish Cuphead, Sublime, but I know it was pretty popular at one point. The bomb drops is that. Two's good. It just means I have to spawn the pot like twice and we're set. It's really easy to get into. Yeah? You think even someone like me could get into it? I don't really recommend speedrunning it though. Oh, fair enough then. I've actually heard a few people say that, believe it or not, Sublime. Like, they really enjoyed the game, and then they're just like, yeah, Mika, oh, if you're okay with RNG. Yeah, fair call. I did do Mario Tennis for a little bit. But maybe I've been acquainted to RNG through that game, Kappa. What's up, Frenchie? How you going, mate? What's up, Goose? Thanks for the bits, man. Give me one sec, guys. To OOT or MM Hundo. Ah, okay, fair call, fair call. Well, thank you for the 5 bits, Goose. Hope you're doing well, man. Oh, these came from an ad. Well, thank you for using those bits on me. I appreciate it. Flag, actually. Sure about that, I just like winged it. That's the weird thing about playing Boot, is that this fight starts like straight away. Do you have like barely any time? I just hope this eye switch comes into view. Oh, come on! Alright. Oh, you gotta love Robot. I need to practice the second half of the Rover fight sometime, because I want to learn how to do that thing where like you shoot your hook shot right as the shot's about to arrive to you, and it just moves second phase Rover sooner. One more. Is Ice Switch gonna fire again? Actually. Oh, this might work. Oh no, come on, really? Wait, is she gonna fire again? Shit. Yeah, this will cost me a bit of time, French fry. That's for sure. How much time though? I don't know. We'll have to see by the end of this. Yeah, Kaya, what's one thing that's been helping me a lot with just staying motivated again with speedruns is like I cover my splits up with like my chat, so I can only see like part of my splits. That way I just keep the run going. Like if it's a short run, I'll just keep it going. Actually, let me just, you know, even though I said that, I'll peek. Oh, we're 11s. We golded Mirror Shield? But like, yeah, well, I knew we were gonna lose time here because of bad Spirit Temple. Like that's no surprise. That's okay. I'll keep going with the run because why not? Oh yeah, Kai, absolutely. I did that for a very long time at one point. I don't know if you remember like 2 years ago when I was still living in Sydney but in another place. I used to hide my splits all the time. I remember even telling chat back then to don't tell me how I'm doing, but these days I don't mind. It's kind of like, ah, it's all good. Like as long as I don't actively see it, I'm happy. Like some days I'll have it right in front of me so I can see, but other days I'm kind of just like, you know what? I just want to do runs, have fun with my stream. There's something, I was just talking about this earlier, French Fry. There's something very therapeutic about just doing your speed runs and not really having to think about like the next thing. A lot of it's just autopilot. Like you know what you need to do next, you just need to do it. And there is something really satisfying about like trying to continuously improve your times. Like just those little incremental improvements that you make. Like when you first speedrun a game or you first pick up a new speedrun category, it's really, really wonky. Things don't really gel together. But then, as like you said, you do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's like things just start to stick a bit more. And that feeling of like it's sticking is oddly satisfying. It's addictive for speedrunning. Okay. Not the worst. Yeah, exactly, Goose. I did that for a very long time, and I've been doing a little bit more lately, and sometimes I've legitimately surprised myself. Like, I'll be like, oh, I'm actually a lot more ahead than I thought I was, sort of thing, you know? Whereas other times, like, even if I finish the run but I don't PB, I'll look at it and go, actually, that wasn't too bad. Like, some sloppy segments. But, you know, in general, I'm happy with how things went. Too early. I know some people don't twist their camera there, but I'm used to twisting my camera and then holding left. I guess you hold up if you don't twist your camera, I imagine. I'd have to look into it. Maybe save a bit of time. Or upright. But yeah, endgame practice is so important, Goose. I used to do speedruns of a game called Trauma Center Second Opinion on the Wii, but I stopped it because the motion controls were really starting to hurt my hands, especially my wrists. And that's when I started focusing on Ocarina of Time a bit more. Then I did Ocarina of Time 3D for a bit, like maybe like a month or so, or not even a month, like a couple of weeks. Done Mario Tennis for a little bit, just for lols. But my main project is definitely OOT. Just because there's so many different categories you can run with this game that once I get bored of one category, I'll just move on to another. But I am learning a couple of other speed games this year. I intend to. One's almost done, so I'm super, super keen to showcase it on stream one day. Well, really soon. I reckon give me like another week or so and I think we'll be ready. Oh, I didn't even do that. Oh, that wasn't the worst Stalfos fight. Not the best by any stretch of the imagination, but not the worst. I blame picking up those Deku Nuts to be a part of it, Kappa. Yo, Varese, holy crap, man. 15 months in a row, dude. Thank you so much, Varese. Welcome back, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for your support. Absolutely appreciate it. You're a legend. Thank you, thank you. Oh my goodness, best possible time is a 49 flat. There's this trial skip that I've been fucking up from time to time. I'm just gonna go for it. And then bless RNG, it works. I need to pull out all the stops. Have you seen... I don't really watch Rando Goose, but I know A Link to the Past randomizer is pretty popular. Just like OOT randomizer has become fairly popular as well. It's still something I haven't tried yet, and I don't really intend to. But thank you so much, Varese, for the 15-month Aroonies. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I want to focus on No I Am until we can get that 117. Like, this year, I'm more than happy to focus on categories for a very long time until we hit our goal. Like, I don't feel burned out with this category at all, which is surprising with, I'm not game enough to backwalk. Which is surprising for No I Am. I think playing it on boot has something to do with it, for sure. What's been happening, Varese? Good things, I hope? Alright, good. I've learned that if you walk forward a tiny bit towards the first bomb you drop, it makes it a little bit easier to do that trick. What's the dilemma, Kaya? What's up? Oh my gosh. Oh, slow, whatever. You got a new car, you're looking for a new job. Best of luck for the job hunt, Varese. Hope it goes well. Oh, Kaya, I think the answer is always ice cream. Not the worst, Stalfos. Oh no, absolutely not, Kinky. I make a decent amount that it pays off a few things, like in my monthly expenditures, like for me and my partner, but definitely not enough to like pay for all the bills, you know. But I just do it for a bit of fun, and happy to keep it that way for now. I wasn't gonna take a risk with spin slashing these guys. But I've been ahead before and I've tried to spin slash them and I just get wrecked. And I'm like, yeah, not really willing to take that risk at the moment, hey. Kappa B. I'm actually really keen for that as well, Goose. I'm really keen for Link's Awakening on the Switch. Hell yeah. Oh, I've done a speedrun of Link's Awakening before, 80%. It goes for like 2 minutes. That was kind of fun. Wouldn't mind trying it again sometime. Just why not? It's so freaking short. Oh, I'm surprised that wasn't a gold. Oh, I guess if those lizard foes didn't troll me that bad, that probably would have been a potential gold, I think. I think, but who knows, right? Oh, that's very wishful thinking, Goose, but I'm sure people are gonna try it when it comes out. Give us the explosive smooch. The explosive kiss, as I like to call it. Alright, as long as everything goes alright with Ganon, this will be a PB, hopefully. And I played the collapse segment pretty standard as well. I didn't do anything too... It didn't take me too long to, turn around and anything for like the collapse sequence. As long as this fight goes clean, it'll be a PB. I don't think it's gonna be the sub 49 though. But we'll play our hearts out and see what the hell happens. This won't be it, unfortunately. This will be a 49, I think, 05? Thanks, Matcha. Not quite the run I was looking for, but 49.03. Okay, we're close with the estimate. Almost there, guys. Literally 3 seconds away. But at least it's a PB, so I'm not too upset with that. You know what? I'll take it though. It's a PB and I can't be upset with PBs. Because being upset with PBs, I've learned, is like really, really dumb. I used to be upset with certain PBs, ironically.